What's up, Viber?
Hey, pretty Vibers.
We back again.
We back, y'all, gracing y'all with our presence.
Yes, we are. It is Mahogany in the place.
And you already know it's your girl, Pretty Ronnie. And we here, y'all. We here.
Yes, we
is. Podcast Wednesdays.
Yes,
so, we here.
Yes, it is. Pretty vibes.
Toasty, y'all.
Yes, vibing
Welcome
all
to
day.
our universe.
Yes.
Trust. Another toasty. But now let's get into people now is talking about the the Diddy movie or documentary that came out with TMZ. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
So I'm gonna watch it.
Me too.
And give our little opinion on it.
You know, we talked about Diddy allegedly about some stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to see it. I'm gonna watch it and you'll hear our review on it. But I'm ready to see 50 Cent's documentary.
Yes,
on
that's gonna be interesting because 50's gonna get that.
He be doing his thing.
He's gonna get that truth.
Documentaries, everything.
Yes, and then Cat Williams. If y'all didn't watch that,
I thought it was funny.
It was.
A lot of people didn't think it was funny, but I think he was speaking. He was speaking some real shit, like, you know what I'm saying, about what's going on now and how the world's finna really fucking transform. Like, and
it's a lot
when
of things.
It happened, don't say, "Oh, Cat Williams said this."
I mean, a lot of stuff is we see it, but we act like we don't see it, and that's the thing.
Oh, we don't want to see it because it's
exactly we're oblivious to things that we don't want to see or we don't want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
So it may be in front of your face. If you're not trying to look for it, guess what? You're not going to pay attention to it. You're not really going to give it any validation.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, I'm waiting to see it, and yeah, I thought Cat Williams was good.
I thought so too.
I wish I would have was in the motherfucking audience, okay? Because I love comedy shows.
Yeah,
like love. The motherfucking it's some people that's coming. I want to go to the improv. Like, yes, I want to go to the improv. Have some good laughs, good food, good drinks.
I think laughter is always good. It keeps you young, and it keeps the soul happy. I feel like that's majority of the time I'm goofy. Yeah, and that's just me. That's just who I am. Yeah. That's why I think I stay looking young because I don't. Of course, when it's time to be serious, I'm gonna be serious. But I like to be goofy. I like to have fun. I like for the scenery to be light, not heavy. You know what I mean? Like it can't always be heavy.
Exactly. And when they do get heavy, of course you're gonna have those heavy moments where you want to sob, cry, don't be around nobody. But like if I put on some comedy, or if I think put on some comedy and like it's related to like really what I'm feeling or what's going on, it makes you laugh. And it makes you like get up and be like,
because you relate to it.
Fuck this shit. I'm finna, you know what I'm saying?
You relate to it, so
you get a you get a feeling that just let shit go for the moment and just figure out a way to do better. But yeah, anywho, y'all. So, but we finna get into the juicy topic. Hey. So the topic, y'all, tonight is basically about vulnerability.
Yes.
And we've seen this on another podcast, and I was just like, this is a good topic because a lot of people struggle with vulnerability or like just don't wanna
be open.
Yeah, be open to it
because
and like
they've been hurt or there is trauma.
That's true.
So sometimes it's kind of
a lot of things.
Yeah, it does stem from a lot of things, but it's just in this world we live today, it's so hard to trust people because people have motives.
Right.
And not saying that it could be good, it could be bad, it could be horrendous, but in this day and age, it's so hard to really feel like somebody's being pure or somebody's being who they are because everybody's trying to put a facade. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to be vulnerable.
Yeah. So that brings us to our topic, y'all. Mm-hmm. And our questions that we have, and then questions that, we wanted to ask or we have an opinion on there. People ask us. So, basically, what is being vulnerable to, like, because some people may not know what it is, like.
So it means feeling comfortable enough towards a loved person, a loved one, and at your lowest moment to not try to isolate yourself and try to get that support, and feeling like you can feel comfortable enough to involve people into whatever you're going through.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you're feeling, like emotionally, your beliefs, like, because that's
even with people who's coming out, it's kind of hard to be vulnerable to somebody,
especially when you're in the LGBTQ, and it's like,
it's kind of hard on that point. You know what I mean? And even like certain things, your parents may see you doing, like, you know what I mean, going to school, and they may want you to do something else, and you may not be vulnerable enough to tell them, like, listen, I don't want to do that shit. And I could speak to experience, because what I really wanted to do is be a esthetician, cosmetology, you know what I mean? And my mom was like, nah, that is not it. So what I went to go do, went and got a degree in criminal justice, something that I'm not even working in. I'm doing accounting stuff.
I wish I would have went to school for that, criminal justice.
I mean, I love what I learned, because it's very intriguing. Don't get me wrong, but like, really, that wasn't my passion. My passion was really doing hair, skin, makeup. Like, that's my passion. Like, body, like stuff like that.
But you wasn't vulnerable enough to tell her that you didn't want to do that. But why is that?
Because in her eyes, she felt like every person is doing that. You know what I mean? And our family, it's like a lot of people is doctors, lawyers. They're up there. So in her mind, she feels like, okay, you're gonna go do something mediocre, not knowing I could have opened up like 4 or 5 businesses. You know what I mean? Because that was my passion. That was something that I really liked. And she took that fire away from me when she said, oh, everybody does that. And I'm like, so what? I'm different. I'm not like everybody. Just because everybody's doing it, I'm going to have my twist to it.
Yeah.
But and it kind of took it away because I felt like she didn't believe in me. So why would I be vulnerable if you didn't believe in my dream?
Yeah. So. It's not that she didn't, I don't think she believed in it. I feel like maybe she felt like at the time it was like not something that brings in the money.
No, like, she felt like I was lowering my standards. She felt like no, I'm serious. Like, I know my mom.
The way she took, lowering your standards?
Because she felt like I can hit a little bit higher. I was not hitting the high note. I was just going for what I'm settling. That's how she felt. I was settling for something, but not going for something difficult that I know I can achieve, but still at the same time in her eyes, oh, she got a bachelor's in this, and it's not really, it wasn't for me. When I got that degree, I gave it to her. I really did. I really didn't care about it. I didn't even want to walk the stage. She asked me to walk the stage. She's like, please. And I was like, all right.
I mean, so being vulnerable can literally, you guys, be like, being vulnerable can be an issue with family. It could be an issue with friends. It could be an issue with your spouse. Like, it could be with anybody, certain type of person. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, but I feel like being vulnerable is a good thing, but it's a blessing and it's a curse. Because you can't be vulnerable to everybody
because they will use it.
They will use it against you. Listen. So it's kind of like being in a relationship. How would you involve your partner with being like vulnerable with
if you? I'm comfortable enough, I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be open to tell you what hurts me what bothers me, what different things that we can work on, or you know what I mean.
So
like,
you don't mind being vulnerable?
Not everybody.
I know not
yeah,
everybody,
but yes, if I'm into you, yes, yeah. I will be vulnerable.
So what you think the difference is between you being vulnerable with your mom and being vulnerable in a relationship? Like, you open to being vulnerable?
It's
like,
not. You doing I mean, there's certain things I'm vulnerable with my mom about. Don't get me wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like, it's just
what makes it
like certain things I won't be vulnerable. Like relationships, I can't go to my mom and talk about because she's gonna pasteurize me about other things. So it just doesn't make me feel comfortable to even talk to her about certain things. I'll tell her little bits of things, like little bites of things, but I won't be so vulnerable to tell her like, oh, this, da da da.
Yeah. Because I mean, not everything, but vulnerable to a point where you let her know what's things. Going on. Yeah, like. But you said that you open. You can do that in a relationship.
I can if I'm comfortable enough with that person. If that person makes me feel.
So you don't feel that comfortable with your mom being that vulnerable.
It's certain things. I'm not gonna say. I mean, my mom. She's my rock. Don't get me wrong. Then let's.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, like,
it's just like, with certain things, with my career, my love life, those type of things, I cannot be vulnerable with her because I feel like she impedes too much.
Okay, go overboard.
Yeah,
go overboard. Mamas do go overboard.
She actually put on that mama cape and do too much.
Yeah. Okay.
So I kind of like put a little caps to that. I'm not too vulnerable about that with her.
So how should you invite? You say so your partner is like, how would you, if you want to tell him something vulnerable, how would you invite him to be vulnerable with you? Because you said you open to telling.
It's being
comfortable. I felt like I'm interviewing you.
It's more being comfortable, making that person. If you show by example that you're comfortable enough to open up to them, then that person's gonna feel comfortable enough to open up to you.
Not necessarily.
Not all the time, but if you are showing them on a constant basis, whatever you talk about is always like, there's no in between. It's always black and white. You know what I mean? So
basically, you being vulnerable to them first before they be vulnerable.
If I feel like that's gonna open up the doors for you to be vulnerable, yes,
you would do it first.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. If I like you, yes, I will.
So that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, if I know, like, you're not a vulnerable ass nigga, like, I would be vulnerable to you so that
you can feel comfortable.
You know that there's a safe place, so you can come and be vulnerable with me, because women being vulnerable, we are vulnerable and we tell, like, you know what I'm saying, how we feel all the fucking time. Because it's easy for women. That's in our nature to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? If something is bothering us, we don't feel, well, some people won't, but in certain ways they will tell you.
If I don't like you like that, I'm not gonna disclose. I may say something real quick, but if I like you, I'm gonna tell you probably like 2 or 3 times. And after the 3rd time, if I see you're not really paying attention to what the fuck I'm saying, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, fuck him.
Exactly.
And I'm just gonna do what I gotta do for myself to keep me happy, because at the end of the day, it comes down, and that's the thing people don't understand. It's like, you have to be happy within yourself in order to make others happy. So I can't make you happy if I'm not happy. So if I'm not feeling good in this whole situation, you're not gonna feel good. Because I'm certainly going to make you know that I'm not feeling good. And we're not going to have a good time.
Exactly. I mean, and also another thing to, like, have your partner be open to being vulnerable with you is, like, don't pressure them.
Of course.
You know how a lot of bitches be like, nigga, like, what's going on? What nigga, you know what I'm saying? Or throw like certain things at them to get them, like, you know what I'm saying, riled up to be the talk to actually talk more. Because if a bitch say something mean to a nigga, they be, you know what I'm saying,
ready to say something, you know, back.
But that's one thing that you can't pressure somebody to be vulnerable with you.
Yep.
Because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
It's gonna be so fake. It's not gonna be authentic at all.
Yeah. But it just, to me, it shows that they're unsafe. They don't feel comfortable around you to tell you anything because you so I want to know this. I want to. You know what I'm saying?
You don't make it comfortable for them to even open up and tell you. So yeah.
So that was it. Okay, so on to the next question. So, do men hide their vulnerability? Yeah,
yes,
of course.
Yes, they do.
Like, they hide it more than women, to me.
I mean, not all men. There's some men.
No, of course not all, but majority.
I've been around some men where I've seen them vulnerable and open to tell their feelings and to really express how they feel. Yeah. And I admire those type of men because at the end of the day, it's really hard for you as a human to open up.
Bitch, in this day and age, listen,
so for you hard to be okay to open up and tell somebody how you feel, that shows like you're confident in yourself and you're really, you know what you want.
Yeah. And not even that, being vulnerable or having your spouse or family member or whoever you're being vulnerable to, you feel safe with them. So you feel like that you can tell them this and they can like help you to elevate and get you out of, you know what I'm saying, whatever
the situation
you're giving to them. So yeah, I feel like it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it is.
But of course, men are more nonchalant or its vulnerability is non-existent to them because they feel like less of a man. They feel like a bitch. Is that the same thing? Less of a man, a bitch? Sort of. Whatever.
It depends.
They feel like they're not a man. They feel immature. They feel. I think a
man who's mature enough to be vulnerable is a man that knows himself.
Right, but we talking about the ones who don't.
And a man who feels like you being vulnerable is a bitch. That tells you have a little bit more time to grow because
not necessarily. Yes, he could have been through something.
No, but for him to feel like
he was vulnerable with someone else,
and I understand
and
that
she made him feel that way.
You can't punish everybody, and that's something I've learned. You have to learn from every relationship. You have to live and learn and take whatever you went through or whatever goods and bads you endured in that relationship and not bring it to that other relationship you're getting into, but enhance yourself and see those red flags and pay attention to those type of things and stop yourself from doing the same thing that you did from before.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. That I absolutely agree with you. But I feel like a lot of men do not want to be vulnerable with their woman or with their family or with whoever is because they feel less than. They feel weak. They feel like, oh, if I tell this bitch that I feel like I'm not getting where in life and my goals are not being accomplished, like a bitch will look at you like, nigga, go do what you need to do because the next nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, no man want to hear that.
And that's why if you really know your girl and if your girl is really in tune with you, they can tell when you're going through it to the point where they'll be like, babe, whatever you're going through, you may not even say nothing to them. Whatever you're going through, just know that I'm there and you're going to get through it. Those little words sometimes can go a long way. You don't even have to know.
Women do that, though.
And you know why? Because some women are so selfish. They're so self-centered into themselves. They're not paying attention. If you really like somebody, you're going to pay attention to everything. See, if I like you, I pay attention to everything. I detect everything about you. I see everything. You can say, "Oh, I'm good," bitch. You not good. I can tell. Your mouth don't even have to tell me. Your body language, everything. You're because I'm a very spiritual person. So you're. There's times me and you be like, "I'm good," and I'll be like, "Bitch, you not good. Shut the fuck up." And you don't even have to say it.
Bitch, my face say it all.
No, but sometimes your face don't say it. Sometimes your face don't say it. And I'm like, what?
Because I shut up.
Yeah, but still, at the end of the day, if you're paying attention to somebody, yeah, exactly. But if you're not paying attention, you don't care. You're self-centered. You're not gonna give a fuck to ask that person.
That's
you're
not
good.
Even that, but that is a good point. But a lot of women, like, honestly, do not care.
That's what I'm saying.
I know
to pay attention to
that's why a lot of men just don't
shut down.
Do not show it, or they hide their feelings of emotions. Because
growing up with men, like, no lie, I become like, I listen to my brothers, I listen to my cousins, like them talking and everything. I really try to pay attention, especially if I'm into that person. I really try to pay attention to. You don't even have to say with your mouth. Like I said, like, I pay attention to everything. Every little thing you think I don't pay attention to, I pay attention to. So you don't have to say, if I don't say nothing to you, it's because I may not want to bring it up, because I may feel like you're not in a space for me to bring it up to you. And I don't want to pry, because I'm not a person to pry. I want you to feel comfortable enough to come to me and be like, yo, I'm going through this. And, and I'll be that hand, because I'm that person. No matter what, in my family, everybody comes to me about everything.
Yeah.
And me, no lie, majority of the time, I hold everything in.
So, have you been vulnerable in every relationship?
No.
Because you knew they wasn't just the right person to be vulnerable with?
No, and I feel like certain people will use that, because there's certain things.
What?
No, I just don't. I wouldn't. There's certain people I wouldn't even get vulnerable with. I wouldn't even give them that, because that is something you have to really trust somebody.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you let all your guards down and a person knows how to hurt you,
that's the worst. Just if you listen to Monica's song "Commitment,"
yes,
it explains it all.
Yeah.
Like,
someone who's loyal.
Thank you. And understanding.
Yes.
Who won't change up.
Yep.
And take advantage of my emotions.
Yeah.
And my feelings. I need good sex.
And commitment.
I don't want money.
No.
I'd rather effort. That's why I love that song, because it's like, none of that extra shit matters. Like,
it doesn't.
I want to be with somebody I could be vulnerable with and won't use my words against me and won't make me feel like I ain't shit.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Because
it's a such thing as mental health. And when you be vulnerable with someone, that can really fuck up your mental health if they don't give two fucks about you. Like, honestly. It really can, and you have to take a step back.
Keep poking at certain things that you have told them, and they throw it back in your face. It does hurt. It does really hurt sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah. I just like see, with me in relationships, I'm vulnerable. But now we talking about today, I'm not. If we speaking like present, baby, I'm not vulnerable at all. Like, no. Like, you a nigga or a bitch gotta show me first. And then I open up. Like, I really gotta feel, because a lot of people pretend a lot of shit. like, and it makes it so difficult, and you think you know what I'm saying, everything good, you doing this, and then the next thing is like, what the fuck?
They change up.
Oh, this person know your vulnerabilities, and this person know your fucking insecurities. This person know your secrets, and it's like, what the fuck?
I only told you. How did everybody know about this? And that's why it's so hard to open up to people, because you don't know if somebody's using it to make a clown of you. Yeah, and that's the thing.
Not to mention, like, even when that happens and you be vulnerable to someone and they go to tell the next person, that shit can fucking be lies.
Yep.
So now you got to deal with that.
And the things that you have opened up to, and that's why it makes it so hard.
Yeah.
To open up to people. It's just knowing, having discernment and understanding who you are and who to open up to. That's it. That's all it comes down to. But vulnerability is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing.
It's not.
It's a healthy thing.
It's healthy, yes.
Because if you find the right person to be vulnerable with, to open up and give
everything about it.
You give them and they give you. That's the best thing. That is the best thing, because you guys no longer is judging each other.
Right.
There's nothing
there.
There's
no judgment.
Yeah, it's like a
judge-free zone.
Yeah, it's just like a I love you for you. I love you. Basically, I love you for you. And no matter what you say or do, I'ma love you because you are being real with me and loyal and being vulnerable. All in one, bro.
Yep.
All in one. Sums it up, bro.
That really does sums it up. Because, bitch, I'm handing you my heart.
Yeah. Bitch. And don't fuck it up and don't kill me with it.
I'm handing you my heart, honey. Listen.
Don't stab that bitch.
I'm handing you my thoughts. Listen, my thoughts.
Yeah. It's everything to
bitch,
me.
Listen.
And my mind be running a lot.
My mind. Go, honey. That's why I'm always.
Yeah, that's why I got to calm down.
Listen, y'all. So tell us how y'all feel about the topic of tonight, which is vulnerability.
And we're gonna have a part 2, because we're gonna have some men on here, and some other women too, to give their other side about vulnerability as well, because I feel like we all have our different opinions about it, and it always comes down to one thing, is that being
trusted.
Yes.
Someone you can trust.
Somebody who you could be yourself and not being judged. That's all it comes down to.
No judgment.
No. And you love me for me and I love you for you. That's it.
And you can help me figure out what are these thoughts I'm having? Like, what are these feelings I'm having? What are these insecurities I'm having? Like, help me.
And it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a friendship.
It could be whatever. It could be anything. You can be vulnerable.
But just be vulnerable and open and being okay with somebody helping you out. That's what vulnerability is about, basically. Till then, you know what to do, you guys.
Wait, and fellas, there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Yes. It doesn't make you weak.
Nope.
It doesn't make you less of a man.
It makes you sexy as
it makes me wonder about you. It makes me like drive to be like, damn, what's really going on with him?
Yeah.
And like I like to help people. I don't give a fuck if you my man or you not my man. Yep. Like, you know what I'm saying? But fellas, just choose who to be
vulnerable with.
Because women are vulnerable all the time to me. But men is different.
There's women who's conniving, who will use it just to be a bitch. And I get it, y'all. I get it. And there's dudes who's bitches too.
But we speaking for the men. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Yes. That's why the next one we're gonna have men in it, because I totally agree with men not wanting to be vulnerable. I get it, because I'm the same way. Just because I got a coochie don't mean thank y'all.
I ain't gonna think like a, what is it? Like, act like a woman, think like a man.
But anywho, y'all, just look out for that episode, because it's gonna be dope.
Yeah,
we have to have men on here to give their perspective of being vulnerable. But yeah, Next time, y'all, we finna wrap this shit up. And y'all already know what to do. Make sure you motherfucking subscribe.
Y'all like that shit?
Make sure you motherfucking comment.
You share it.
And hit that notification bell. Ding! And it's Pretty Vibes.
We out, bitch.
Bye.